All right, let's dive into something that's pretty electrifying these days, electric car batteries.
Literally.
Literally, yeah. If you're thinking about getting an EV, or you're just curious about the tech that's making this whole revolution happen,
Yeah.
this deep dive is for you. We're going to break down what goes into these batteries, why they cost what they do, and what kinds of new innovations are on the horizon,
Right.
all based on a technical FAQ and a deep dive article we found from ElectroWiki.
And trust me, some surprises along the way. We're talking batteries that use sodium instead of lithium,
Wow.
and batteries that could actually be part of the car's frame.
Okay, wow. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
Yeah.
what exactly are we dealing with when we talk about an electric car battery pack?
It's more than just a single battery. Think of it as a puzzle where individual cells are grouped into modules.
Yeah.
And then all those modules come together to form the whole pack. That pack is what powers the car.
So how much of the price of an EV can we attribute to this battery pack? I'm guessing it's not cheap.
You're right, it's not. Both of our sources actually emphasize that the battery pack can account for 30 to 50% of the car's total cost.
Wow.
That's a pretty big chunk of change.
That explains why EVs have typically had a higher price tag than traditional cars. But let's zoom in even further.
Yeah.
What's going on inside each individual cell within that battery pack?
Inside each cell, you have an anode and a cathode. And they're the entry and exit points for the lithium ions to flow between.
Okay.
You've also got a separator to prevent any short circuits, and then an electrolyte, which acts as a liquid highway for those lithium ions to travel between the anode and cathode.
So I'm picturing it kind of like a busy airport with the lithium ions going back and forth between the anode and cathode terminals, the separator making sure everyone stays in their designated areas, and the electrolyte is like those moving walkways speeding things along.
Exactly.
Which part of this tiny airport is responsible for that high price tag?
The cathode, definitely. It's made from materials like nickel, manganese, cobalt,
Oh, okay.
all of which are in very high demand.
So like the first-class lounge of the battery cell.
Exactly.
But are there any alternatives being explored? Maybe something a bit easier on the environment and our wallets?
Absolutely. One promising alternative that's gaining some traction is lithium iron phosphate,
Okay.
or LFP, in cathodes.
Okay.
Not only is it more environmentally friendly, but it's also a game changer when it comes to geopolitics because it reduces our reliance on cobalt,
Right.
which is often sourced from regions with political instability and ethical concerns.
So switching to LFP could make that whole EV supply chain more stable, more ethical. I like where this is going.
Yeah.
What other innovations are we seeing pop up when it comes to this cathode conundrum?
Another fascinating development is the sodium-ion battery,
Okay.
particularly popular in China.
Okay.
As the name suggests, it swaps lithium for sodium.
Interesting.
Sodium is much cheaper and more readily available than lithium, which is subject to price fluctuations and has limited reserves.
Wow. So we might see table salt powering our cars in the future. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
This could significantly impact the cost, right?
You're exactly right. If sodium-ion tech matures, it could make electric cars accessible to more people.
Very cool. Okay, so we've covered the cathode, the VIP lounge of our battery cell.
Right.
What about the anode? Is it equally complex and expensive?
The anode is a bit simpler, actually. It's typically made from copper and graphite,
Okay.
but there's still lots of research and development going into making it better.
Intriguing. Tell me more about that graphite side of things.
Well, there's a growing push towards using natural graphite over synthetic.
Yep.
Natural graphite has a lower carbon footprint, which aligns with the sustainability goals of EVs.
Right, right.
But there's a trade-off. It's not quite as efficient as synthetic.
So it's a balancing act between environmental impact and performance. I imagine researchers are always trying to find that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Are there any other contenders in the anode arena, aside from graphite?
Researchers are experimenting with silicon. Silicon has the potential to hold way more lithium ions than traditional graphite.
Oh, wow.
We're talking about increasing the energy storage by up to 4 times.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
But I know there's always a catch when it comes to technology. What's the downside?
The challenge with silicon is that it expands and contracts when you're charging and discharging.
Ah, okay.
This can create stability issues and shorten the battery's lifespan. So figuring out how to mitigate that is a big focus for researchers.
So finding the right materials and structures to maximize performance and longevity? It sounds like quite the challenge. Let's not forget about the electrolyte, the highway, for our lithium ions.
Yeah.
What's new and exciting in that area?
Remember that liquid highway analogy?
Uh-huh.
Well, imagine if we could upgrade to a solid-state highway. That's what solid-state electrolytes are all about.
Solid-state electrolytes, huh?
Yeah, and they are considered the holy grail of battery technology.
That sounds pretty futuristic. What makes them so special?
Well, they're more compact, which means you can pack more energy into a smaller space,
Right.
which means a longer driving range.
Okay, so solid-state batteries could be the key to ending range anxiety for good. That's a huge win. What else is there?
Safety is another major plus. Solid-state electrolytes aren't flammable, unlike traditional electrolytes, which do pose a fire risk.
So they're safer, more compact, more efficient. It sounds like the perfect solution, but I'm guessing there are still some hurdles before they become mainstream.
You're right. The biggest challenge is that they need high temperatures to work properly,
Okay.
which means using extra energy to heat the battery,
Ah, I see it.
which can reduce the overall efficiency.
So a trade-off for now.
Yeah.
Higher performance, but at the cost of energy efficiency. I'm sure researchers are working hard on this. Imagine the possibilities. Longer range, faster charging, and a safer driving experience. That's a future I can get behind.
It's a future worth striving for, but before we get too carried away with solid-state dreams, let's shift our focus to something a bit more tangible: the shape of these battery cells. Believe it or not, the shape of a cell plays a huge role in how the battery pack is designed and performs.
Wait, the shape matters. Tell me more. I'm all ears.
There are three main types: cylindrical, prismatic, and pouch style.
Okay.
Cylindrical cells are like those classic AA batteries, just scaled up for EVs. Tesla loves this shape. Then there's prismatic cells, which are rectangular, often favored by companies like BYD. And finally, pouch cells, which are flexible, commonly used by companies like Volkswagen.
So round, rectangular, and flat. I'm curious, what difference does the shape actually make?
Each shape has its pluses and minuses.
Okay.
Cylindrical cells are known for their durability and excellent thermal management, but there's a potential downside.
All right.
If a single cell in a cylindrical pack goes bad, you might need to replace the whole module, which can get pricey.
I see. So it's like a chain reaction, one weak link, and the whole system's affected. What about prismatic cells? What are their strengths and weaknesses?
They're great for space efficiency.
Okay.
You can arrange them in a way that maximizes space within the battery pack.
Right.
However, their energy density might be a bit lower compared to other shapes.
So it's a trade-off between space and energy capacity. What about those flat pouch cells? They sound intriguing.
Pouch cells have the highest energy density,
Okay.
meaning you can pack a lot of power into a small space. This makes them attractive for EVs because maximizing range is a top priority.
Right.
The trade-off is that they can be more vulnerable to damage
I see.
and require more careful packaging for safety.
Got it. So each shape has its own strengths and weaknesses, balancing energy density, durability, and safety. But here's a thought. If battery packs are so bulky and heavy, why not just integrate them directly into the car's structure? Wouldn't that save space and weight?
That's the idea behind structural batteries, a very innovative concept.
Yeah.
Imagine the battery pack itself becoming a load-bearing part of the car.
That's mind-blowing. It's like the battery becomes the backbone.
Exactly.
Are structural batteries just a concept, or is this something that's actually feasible?
They're definitely feasible, and they have some very appealing advantages.
Okay.
When it becomes part of the car's structure, the battery actually increases rigidity and overall strength.
Okay.
And it also eliminates the need for separate structural components, which means weight savings.
So the win-win.
Mhm.
A stronger, lighter car, all thanks to the battery. But I have a feeling there might be some downsides as well.
You're right. The main challenge with structural batteries is the complexity of repairs.
Yeah.
If you need to replace a cell, imagine having to deal with a battery pack interwoven with the car's frame.
It'd be a mechanic's nightmare.
A mechanic's nightmare.
So a trade-off between innovation and practicality.
Huh.
Are any car manufacturers bold enough to venture into the realm of structural batteries?
Tesla's leading the charge with its cell-to-pack technology. They've basically eliminated the need for modules, packing cells directly into the pack, which then becomes part of the structure.
It seems like Tesla's always pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the EV world.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive. But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about something that's been on my mind. The environmental impact of all this. Is it really as green as it's made out to be?
That's a really important question. While electric cars themselves don't have tailpipe emissions, the manufacturing process, particularly for the batteries, can be energy intensive and involve materials that have an environmental impact. But the good news is that there's a strong push towards making battery production more sustainable. A great example is the emergence of dry electrode technology.
Dry electrode technology. That sounds interesting. What's that all about?
It's a big step towards greener manufacturing.
Okay.
Traditional electrode production is a messy process using liquids that need a lot of energy to dry.
Okay.
Dry deposition techniques are being developed to get rid of those liquids altogether.
Right.
This results in a much cleaner and more efficient process.
So less waste, less energy consumption, and a smaller environmental footprint.
I like it.
Exactly. It's a win-win for the environment and manufacturers. Dry electrode manufacturing uses less energy, produces less waste, and requires less space. The prime example of how innovation can drive sustainability. This is fantastic news. Sounds like the future of battery production is heading in a much greener direction. But before we get lost in our eco-friendly daydreams, let's take a step back and recap everything we've learned so far. We've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey through the inner workings of these batteries. We've gone from the super tiny level of the anodes and cathodes
Right.
all the way up to manufacturing and the global impact.
It's amazing how much is packed into these batteries that power our cars. It's a whole world within a world.
Exactly, and understanding all of this complexity is really important for appreciating the full potential of this whole electric vehicle thing. So let's take a step back.
Okay.
Look at the big picture. What are some key takeaways for anyone who's interested in EVs? Whether they're thinking about buying one or just fascinated by the tech.
That's a great question. What would you say is the most important thing to understand about these batteries?
The battery is the heart of an EV.
Right.
It's the most expensive component, and it really impacts the car's performance, range, and overall cost.
So when you're shopping for an EV, the battery is just as important as the design or the features.
Absolutely.
It's not just about how it looks, it's about how far you can go
Right.
and how long that battery will last.
You got to pay close attention to the type of battery they use,
Right.
the capacity and the charging that's available.
Right.
These things will really shape your experience as an EV owner.
That's really helpful advice for anyone who's navigating this market. Is there anything else that folks should keep in mind, especially as this tech keeps evolving?
Keep an eye on those trends we talked about. Solid-state batteries, sodium-ion batteries, dry electrode tech, structural batteries.
Yeah.
These innovations have the potential to completely change EVs in the coming years.
It's a very exciting time to be following this whole EV revolution. Who knows what breakthroughs are just around the corner? Feels like we're on the cusp of something big.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the beauty of technology. It's always pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're always discovering new things, challenging old assumptions. This brings us to a really interesting question.
Okay.
If you could design the ideal EV battery, what features would you want?
Ooh, that's a fun one. Let me see. For me, I think my dream battery would have to have an insane energy density.
Okay.
Enough to give my EV a range of at least 500 miles on a single charge.
Wow.
No more range anxiety.
Ambitious. I like it. What else?
Well, it'd have to charge super fast, like as quick as filling a gas tank.
Right.
And of course, it would have to be made sustainably
Yeah.
using materials and processes that minimize the impact on the environment.
Those are all excellent points. I think you really understand the challenges and opportunities here.
I've learned so much from our deep dive today. It's been fascinating to really explore all the nuances of these batteries.
That's what we aim for. We want to empower you with knowledge and insights and spark that sense of wonder about the tech that's shaping our world.
Absolutely. So to all our listeners out there,
Yeah.
we'd love to hear your thoughts on the ideal EV battery. What features are at the top of your list? Share your ideas in the comments.
And if you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more insightful episodes.
And don't forget to hit that like button. Shows us you're enjoying this.
Absolutely. And to our non-English speaking listeners, keep tuning in to improve your listening skills.
Right.
We believe that knowledge should be available for everyone, and we're so happy to have you all join us on this journey of discovery.
Until next time,
Yeah.
stay curious
Yeah.
and keep those wheels turning.
It's crazy to think that all this stuff we've been talking about, like solid-state electrolytes and sodium-ion batteries, aren't just ideas, you know?
No. They could actually change how we drive and interact with the environment.
Absolutely. It's happening right now, and these battery advancements are speeding things up.
So what can we expect to see in the near future as these innovations start showing up in EVs?
One thing is a big increase in how far you can drive.
Okay.
As batteries hold more energy, electric cars can go farther on one charge.
Right.
This will help with range anxiety and make EVs more practical for longer trips.
Yeah, imagine being able to road trip in an EV without having to worry about charging all the time.
Yeah.
That'd be a game changer.
Exactly. And it's not just about range.
Right.
We can also expect much faster charging times.
Uh,
Imagine charging your car as fast as filling a gas tank.
that would be awesome.
That kind of convenience would make owning an EV even more appealing.
Right, it would remove one of the biggest barriers for people who are thinking about switching. It'd
Exactly.
be a huge step towards making EVs a mainstream thing.
Absolutely.
So, longer range, faster charging, but are there other areas where we'll see improvements soon?
Of course, things like battery management systems and how we control the temperature will improve how long the batteries last and how reliable they are,
Oh,
making EVs more dependable and cheaper in the long run.
so longer range, faster charging, more durable batteries. It sounds like the future is bright for EVs.
It really is. And as production costs go down and more people buy them, EVs will become more affordable for everyone, which is great for the environment and how we get around.
It's pretty inspiring to think that these batteries, with all their cool technology, can actually make a positive impact on the world.
It shows how creative people are and how we can work together to create a better future.
Well said. And with that, we've come to the end of our deep dive into electric car batteries.
We've covered a lot today, from the science behind these batteries to the amazing innovations shaping EVs.
It's been an incredible journey, and we hope you've enjoyed exploring this exciting world with us.
If you want to learn more about electric vehicles, sustainable technology, or anything else that sparks your curiosity, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives.
And if you found this episode helpful and fun, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Your support means a lot.
Absolutely. And to our non-English speaking listeners, please keep tuning in. We believe that knowledge should be accessible to everyone, and we're thrilled to have you join us on this learning adventure.
Until next time, stay curious and keep those wheels turning.